Hello, it's Sev here from Motorhome Dealer Group and welcome to this brief video guide on the Combitronic heating and hot water system that is commonly found in older vehicles. In this particular instance, a very nice example of an Auto Cruise Starlet from the mid-2000s. Now, this system is diesel and mains electric powered, and it can be a little bit confusing to use, but it's actually quite simple really when you break it down to brass tacks. Now, there will be some functions in this video that I won't explain. I'll leave those for more deeper dives into the instruction manuals, but for basic operation, this video will get you up and running. Now, to turn the system on, we press the power button. And when it turns on, it will do a bunch of different things, as you can see. So you just give it a few moments to completely do its initial startup, and you should then see a screen that looks like this. It will say Combitronic and the time and date. Now from here, we can do various things. Now we have our main modes here. So we have heating only, hot water only, and then we have the Eco and Frost modes. These settings down here, this one here is for a service agent or technician to use. This one here enters the settings menu, and then we can play with alarms and clocks here or turn those on and off right here. Now we have some buttons here that allows us to interact with the screen. If I just press the enter button, it's going to tell us here that nothing is currently on or off. Well, nothing is currently on, it's currently off. And these arrow buttons do not function. Now I can either hold the enter button here or press this button and we will access the settings menu. We can play with the times and the alarms if we want to enable any of these things. If we go down, we can purge the system. I'll come back onto that in a moment. Hot water mode, if I press enter here, we can choose the energy source for your hot water. So it's going to use diesel or mains electric or automatic. And automatic, I believe, will prioritize mains electric if it's available before trying to use diesel. I recommend manually choosing the energy source just to save any confusion or problems with the system changing energy sources and things like that. So you would choose that, and then when you want to confirm it, just press and hold the enter button in until it returns back to the settings menu. If we go down, we also have the same for the heating mode. This will again allow us to choose from the same options. We also have boost as well, which is going to really try and get things hot. I believe that uses a combination of both potentially. But again, just manually choose. I'm choosing mains electric for both in this instance. And then we have beeps, which is just going to choose whether or not these keys beep when we play with this. Display, we can change some display options, and we're back to time and alarm. In the time and alarm, again, like I say, you can set the alarm time, we can set the date and time, so it's all pretty simple stuff. Now to get back to the main screen, just press and hold the enter button on the settings menu and you'll go back in. Otherwise, you can also just press the question mark button, I believe. No, you can't actually. No, you need to exit by pressing and holding that. And that's going to have sort of preset everything up, so now you can turn on what you like. So let's start off with the heating. So I'm going to click that. And the light comes on, and you can see here it says mode is heat. We're on mains electric, and then we use the arrow buttons to choose our desired internal temperature. So very, very easy to do. And when we want to turn the system off, we just press the button. But if we press the enter button, nothing happens there. If I press the enter button and hold it, it just goes back to the main menu. So very, very simple. If I want to change any of the settings, like the temperature and things, we just press the up or down arrows and we go straight back to that heat screen, and we can change those parameters. We don't need to press this button again or anything else. Just when you're staring at the main screen like this and with the heating on, just press an up or down arrow and you'll go back into the configuration for the mode you have currently turned on. To turn off, all we do is press the button, and you can see it now says mode off again and mains electric. Next up, we have hot water. So if I press this, we're going to get hot water. It's on mains electric, simple as that. There's no other settings to play with, it just heats the water up. Now, if I was to have the heating and the hot water on, you can now see it says H&H water, so heating and hot water, that stands for, and the up and down arrows now again will set the temperature. So this is your main sort of winter mode settings here, having both of those turned on like so. That's turning heating and hot water on, fully using as much energy as possible on your chosen energy source. Easy as that. Turn them off respectively, and everything is now off. Now, we also have Eco and Frost. So Eco, if I press this, you'll now see it says heating and hot water on Eco, that's the E, using mains electric, and again we can choose our internal temperature. So this is a lower power mode. It will use it will turn on both heating and hot water, so there's no need to separately press these two buttons. This does them both combined in one, but it uses much less energy, is much less powerful as a result. And so this is typically sort of autumn or springtime, maybe, when, you know, a lower power operation will still be able to achieve and heat the water and heat the van to your liking. And again, you turn it off just by pressing the off button, or button again to turn it off, sorry. Then we have frost, and if I press that one, it says heating and hot water in frost mode. That's it. It's just going to heat it up just enough to prevent things freezing. And that's basically what that mode's for. And that's it. That's the Combitronic system. Like I say, these buttons here refer to the manual. This one here we have explained goes into the settings menu, but otherwise for deeper functions with the alarms and timing screens, just refer to your manual there. But that is enough to get you up and running so that you know how to use this system. That said, I haven't mentioned purging. So draining down motorhomes are commonly done with separate valves and things like that. However, in this particular system, the boiler drain is actually controlled via the control panel. So this is something you'll need to know. So what you need to do is to go into the settings menu, either by long pressing the enter button or pressing the question mark button. And then we go down to the option we saw there, purge system, press the enter button here, and then it says press and hold down to drain. And you just follow that instruction, and that, if I do it now, should start draining the system. I don't know how long you have to hold it for, but that should then drain the system. And it's as simple as that. When you're done, just press and hold the enter button to go back, and it's as easy as that. I don't actually think this has got any water in it, so that's probably why it's not draining. So there's nothing in the water tank for it to drain. But if you did, that's how you would drain it, and that will drain the boiler only. So you still would have potentially separate drains for your fresh and waste tanks, but for draining the boiler, it's all controlled on this panel. So turning the system off, very simple. Press and hold the button, you'll see the panel fade, and then you can just let go, and you should be left with a blank screen. And that is everything off. So that is the overview video guide for the Combitronic heating and hot water system by Eberspacher that's typically found on some older vehicles now. So I'm Sev, and thank you very much for watching the video. Take care.